How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Lovely to see you on a virtual screen. Are you AI or are you real?
I am real. I can confirm I am real.
Good stuff. Well, it's lovely to meet you.
I think, it's wonderful all the things that AI can do these days, but I don't think interviewing is going to be up there soon because,
It
you
won't be
can't
long.
beat,
It
I know
won't be
you can't
long.
beat that one-on-one
I totally
interaction.
agree. I totally agree. But
Yeah,
it's even better in person, right? Unfortunately, we're not at that stage. But
exactly. Are you back from Marbella now from
we're
camp?
back. We're
Okay.
back. So we are, yeah, we're in a training centre at Carrington, the indoor dome where we always do the media days. So yeah, we've been back. We've played a game, so we've been back 3 or 4 days. So
Lovely.
um, it was a good camp, nice and sunny, as you can imagine. Puts them through their paces. But yeah, we're all ready now. We're geared up. We've played our last friendly before we then go into now the competition. Basically, for us, we go back a lot earlier than everybody else. So yeah, our players are ready. I enjoyed the performance against Liverpool, so I think we're in a good space.
I'm always interested to kind of hear about camps and what goes on because we got to see a little bit about that with the Lionesses and the Euros. We heard about
Yeah.
them watching Love Island and playing Monopoly and playing darts. Like, what is it that you guys were doing to kind of bond in that downtime that you had? Because that's really important, isn't it?
It is, and it's slightly different because most of our team have been together for 4 years now, so they kind of it's more about how much time they want to spend away from each other than it is with each other. No, they what we do is we have a team meal on one night of every camp where they just go together, relax. I'm a big believer in kind of like when you're on, you're ferocious. It's all intensity, and then when you're off, it is literally be as normal possible, quite like quiet as you, whatever you want to be. And so I don't put false fun in. The players, what we have is it's such a unique space with our team that when they're off, they just want to spend time together. There's a great photo. I think most almost everybody in the team spending time together. So it's not even like you don't have to force it, and that's what I love. So we don't. The players once a month will spend themselves. They put a night on or an activity or something that they love, and it changes all the time, and they go together. But they actively do that, so it doesn't even have to be in one moment. So the camp was lovely. They spent a lot of time. Everything is now coffee, isn't it? So let's go and have a coffee and small chit chat. So nothing special, just they just like spending time together. And where we go, the hotel, it's quite a relaxed point where you can touch base with players and just feels quite natural, really.
You say everything's coffee now, but are any of the girls on the matcha hype? Because everyone's going for matcha now.
See, I don't even know. See, I'm not even down with that level. I don't know what the. I've tried a matcha before and it tasted like dirt. So
I thought it tasted
I'm
like
not. I'm
feet.
not a big
Yeah.
fan. So yeah, it's horrible. So again, I'm not anybody that loves it. That's your taste and your taste buds. But me personally, no, I'm a latte or flat white, regular milk, no sugar. So that's pure and simple. That, but no, I'm sure there's got to be at least 3 or 4 that are on matcha hype.
Probably are. There probably are. It's everywhere at the moment. I can't get away from it. But you mentioned there how important it is for the team to be close. And we actually last season we travelled up to Old Trafford. We met quite a few of the girls and we filmed some stuff with them. And that's actually what struck me about spending that time with them, how close knit the team is, and how important is that both on and off the pitch for, putting in those performances when it really matters.
It's the most important thing. Like our It's hard to say because everybody says their team spirit, but most people are fibbing, right? It's just part and parcel. When you put humans in a room together, they either get on or they don't. But if you can find a way to cohese, whereas ours, we just genuinely, sorry, have a great, good people. Good people give you good team spirit. Good team spirit gives you those moments when you're in doubt, when you're in dark places, and you need to dig yourself out. We find a way. Even we played Liverpool the other day. We were losing till the last, I think, 91 minutes, and then we found an equaliser. And I think it's just we make it quite easy to be here in terms of like you all have a part, you're all a stakeholder, and when you feel a part of something and that you actually have a part to play in its success, I think you naturally take accountability and responsibility for it. And that's really the simple message from us, is that we all expect off each other, we all want to win, but actually to cohese. And when we recruit, it's really important as well, because we look at that fact. If that, so for example, me and you, if we can't have this type of conversation, I'm not sure that you're going to be right for our culture and our team. So that's a real good balance point for us, and that's really the secret sauce, is that we keep that kind of balance, and that's something that I'm going to keep doing.
It is something that I really love about the team. And before we move on to talk about the actual football, there are real friendships that we see within this team. I love watching Grace and Celine on TikTok. I'm obsessed. I watch all of their videos, and they are those real organic friendships that they have both on and off the pitch. And how important are friendships like that, and how do they impact the wider team dynamic as well?
Well, it's strange because it actually supports the quality of football, because when you just know and you spend time with each other and you look at the quirks and all the good and bad things about each other, you kind of know how they're feeling, how to approach them, how to communicate. And that then blends nicely into the game. I walk past frequently the players doing dances in corners of the rooms, and then I walk down the corridor and Grace and Celine were filming something. I just jump out the way, but they're
You don't want to get involved.
no. If I'm on TikTok, it's the end of the world. So no, the reality for me is like that's their thing, and I say at Man United, I want people to feel like they can bring themselves. You shouldn't be a fake persona when you come into this club, and you shouldn't have that. And that genuine nature allows them to cohese better, communicate better, which always then supports the football, of course.
Well, moving on to talk about the football.
Let's
Obviously,
go then.
I know it was quite a successful season for you guys last year, finishing third, securing Champions League. How are you feeling going into the new WSL season in a couple of weeks' time?
Really good. We've brought two players in. So our focus last year was to buy fresh, hungry, young, up and coming players that can then give us longevity of development and consistency. They're a year on, those players now. Simi Rujo, Anna Sandberg, Jade Rivier's another year on. It's still only young. Maya's only, a young captain. So we have that. Terry, I think, is only 24. So you've got like this real young group of people. Grace, you've got Celine. So we needed to look at it differently this year. Right, how can we support that with some experience, so that they have great experience, but these players have been and done it. So we've added the two Swedish players so far, with Julia and Fridolina. So they just had that quality, and that not more it is. And I know we're going to talk about experience, what have we learned, and so on. They add decision making with calmness under pressure, and that is the key. That's the key to turning the game. They don't get flustered. We're about to go and play. If we beat PSV, which will be a tough ask in the first qualifying, likely we'll play Hammarby in Sweden in the 3 arena with all the drums banging. So that there is where you need those experience moments to come out, and that's what we've done this year, is add that experience to sprinkle with the young talent that we have.
And what are the ambitions for this season? What are you going for?
Honestly, like I never at the start of the season, it always becomes a headline because you say you want to win the league, and it's the toughest league in the world for women's football. It really is. I look at the business that's happening now, and when I go into when you look at the market, everybody's competitive in the market now. We've had our first, probably our second, I don't know if it's gone through yet, but second £1 million, $1 million players in the women's football world. So it is changing, but I'm not going to stop our ambition of winning trophies. And we want to win. We want to win the league. We've got a lofty, ambitious target of winning the league in a few years' time. So we've got to chip away at that. And we know we face a challenge of getting to Champions League, but should we be? It's going to be a different stimulus for us as well. But no, we want to win things. So every competition we enter to win. If we fall short, then we'll find out why and fix that. But the aim is to win and bring trophies to our fans.
And securing Champions League last season was probably one of the biggest achievements of the club last season. And I remember we spoke to the girls before that happened, and they were talking about how important it would be and how much it would mean to them to secure Champions League football. And that's only going to improve their game, isn't it? Playing more and playing against different teams in Europe as well.
Yeah, and even just the experience of having to travel away midweek, a fly away to a country that could be 3 4 hours away, and then come back, prepare. So it heightens their professionalism as well. And you can only learn that by doing it. We know there's going to be times where we don't particularly play well because we're tired and we need to find a way to win at those moments. But from my perspective, it's a great challenge. It's a great challenge. It's the headspace we're all in. We know the toughest ask is already in front of us with the PSV, good team, and then Hammarby is a good team. So we're not there yet, but we are ambitious to make that. And then after that, you've got a two-legged qualifier anyway. So it's a really tough situation. But what I've liked from the team already is we've got straight back into rhythm, straight back into the quality, and I think we're hopefully where we need to be going into these two games coming up.
And you spoke about adding that experience to the team, and you've also obviously added Fredelina Rolfo, and she's obviously won the Champions League before. Was that kind of part of the decision making in adding her to the team that she could bring that quality and that knowledge of playing in the Champions League before and obviously winning it as well?
It's a funny one really because we know who Fridolina Rolfo is. We've known her for ages. We've watched her, but you're at Barcelona. They win the Champions League almost every year. They win the league every year. So when the situation came where she was going to be out of her contract, it was like it was literally a no-brainer. We have to enter the race to get her here because not only do we admire the quality of football she has and she produces, the experience she's had with the type of style she's played. What I love about her is she plays the Barcelona style, but also the Swedish style. She's been in Germany, which is another physical, tough league. So she has all of this kind of like wealth of experience. And then, she's left-footed as well. Work play operates on the left-hand side. Can use a right foot, but operates on the left-hand side. We needed depth in that area because we've got Leah Galton, who's incredible as well. But it's those. So all these factors fell in place, and it was like we must get her. So when I spoke to her about the project, I told her that we're looking at crowning this project and getting it to a space where we can be successful. And so, yeah, as I say, no brainer, incredible footballer. More importantly, a really great person. I think you'll enjoy speaking to her throughout the season. Really mature, knows who she is, knows what she wants. That's great for a group of younger players because they kind of they can learn from that experience. So I'm really really looking forward to working with her and excited to get started.
Absolutely. And speaking of this summer as well, you obviously had a number of United players, being Ella, Grace, and Maya at the Euros as well. How proud are you of their achievements, bringing that title home for a second time?
And more important, I think I look at each of their individual journeys. I look at Grace when we signed her from Everton, and then we loaned her to Bristol. Then it was to Tottenham, and then she we brought her back. To see her growth as a she's a lovely human, Grace, and to see her growth as a person is great. Maya's my captain, so you see this young, exciting talent, the future, hopefully the future of England for me as well as Manchester United. And I look at it and I go, I'm so close to her anyway, but what a great story for her that she's not played as much as she'd wanted to, but she can experience that and bring it back here to help her leadership qualities. And then Tooney's different because she's won it twice now. And that is life achievements. It's not even, it's bigger than you can probably put into words. And so to see all their journeys and having been with them, for a lot of their Manchester United careers, I'm incredibly proud of what they're achieving, and they'll bring that quality back to us. And in the big moments, they won't be phased because they've got that experience. So it will support us, it will help us. But they're so humble anyway. Like you wouldn't have even known they've won the Euros. They're so humble. And the Tooney to have won it twice and just come straight back in because this is her club is it's a great testament to her character and personality as well.
And in terms of like the wider club, I guess the rest of the girls watching them do that, does that just make them hungrier to go and achieve results in the WSL and the Champions League this year as well?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bit of jealousy as well deep down because we have some players that Ziggy and Frida played against England and got knocked out. So yeah, there's a they love it. Like when the girls come back, we presented them with just a memento from the club, to say congratulations, and there is a genuine love for their success, and they know what it will bring. They all have their own ambitions with their nations to win, so you can understand that rivalry in that sphere. But when they're in together, they fully support each other, and they're really proud. Like as I say, it's two need to win too. How many other people will you walk past them or work with in your career where they win 2 Euros and back to back? So for us, it's we're privileged to obviously have them here, but I know that they're privileged to also share that knowledge with the group and that experience to help us be successful the way we want to be as well.
And more widely as well, how do you think that win is going to help grow the women's game in England going forwards as well? Because, like you said, to have done it twice, that is just insane, and it's got to help propel the women's game forwards.
I hope so, and more importantly, I think I kind of agreed with the statements afterwards that it's now not the Lionesses' responsibility to carry English football. It's our responsibility to carry English football as a fan base, as a nation. It's our job to build on their legacy that they've created. And we have such a great country and great people and great fan base, Man United, but the whole country as well. Now it's time for us to really celebrate, turn up to stadiums, come and meet the people that are doing it. And then if we grow the game that way, their legacy will be met and be set out. So I think it's now time for everybody to embrace all of that success and the energy and move women's football in England forward because we have the best league in the world. I've no doubt about that. The other leagues, like the American League, has a lot of people in America. So that's kind of how they promote theirs. But for us, we're a nation that loves football, and now we have to take that legacy on.
And would that be kind of your message to the fans going into the new season is come and watch, get involved, be loud, be
Yeah.
supportive? Because we always hear from players that, especially when they're playing at home and they have that home support, that really sometimes makes the difference for them.
We have the best. Honestly, we have the best fans. Like they will always have their opinion because they live and breathe the best club in the world and the biggest club in the world, in my opinion. So they're always going to have that opinion. But yeah, we want them to bring their voice, and our job is then to excite them. As footballers, as staff, we have to play a brand of football that excites the fans to get them there. It's an entertainment sport still, and we'll have up downs and down times, but we must make sure that we try and entertain. So yeah, I know that our fans will turn out in force as they always do. I think if we can grow in that realm as well, I'd say we can be a huge force in women's football for many years to come.
And finally, I just wanted to ask you quickly as well. You've spoken before about having access to conversations with the like of Eric Ten Hag, and when I spoke to when we came to Old Trafford, we spoke to Diogo Dalot and Rasmus Højlund as well, and they emphasised like a one club mentality. And I just wanted to ask if you kind of have those similar conversations with Ruben Amorim, and if you've been able to kind of, I guess, take much inspiration from him as well.
Yeah, I'd absolutely say we're one club, and you can feel that throughout all of the conversations that we have right now because it being pre-season. They've been away on tour, we've been away on tour. We've not caught up this year, but every time me and Ruben often pass each other on the pitches last year. So we'd have conversations, we'd talk about how they've been, how we've been. So yeah, like he's such a charismatic guy, and he's very open to that conversation. He's very open to those things. It's just honestly, it's just time. We're both very very busy, as you can imagine. But when we see each other, and tends to be events as well for the club. Yeah, it's very relaxed, very calm, and as I say, very accepting of both our positions. They understand. They always know our results. We always know their results, and we share that love for this great club. So Yeah, and long may that continue as well.
You'll have to take him for a matcha, get him involved.
No way. You'd probably spit it out at me, right? And then what,
Probably.
you're trying to ruin our friendship? Is that what? No,
Yeah,
he's
trying to infiltrate.
yeah, well, don't. He's all right. I'll keep him to whatever coffee he wants, not a match though. And if he does, I might judge him differently.
Probably, yeah. It'll be you judging him.
Look, I'm gonna have a lot of matcha hate online now. It's okay
Sorry.
if you wanna drink it, drink it. It's not a problem. It's not my place to judge.
I will preface, I don't enjoy it either, so it's not just you. But Mark, thank you so much for joining me
Thank you.
today. Good luck for the season ahead, and thank you for your time today.
Appreciate it. Great to speak to you.